Having said that, I go to another portion. Many a times, a management professor would expect you to make a written submission for a case analysis. And many students come back to me and ask, Sir, how many pages? And this question is immediately followed by, उसमें क्या क्या लिखना है सर? What should be the structure of the answer? Case analysis के submission में these are some of the main portions which you should talk about. If the case analysis, if the case is big, हार्वर्ड के कुछ केसेस 25-26 पेजेस के होते हैं, उसकी एनालिसिस भी 4-5 पेज से ज्यादा होती है. इसलिए इट विल बी गुड प्रैक्टिस इफ यू स्टार्ट योर सबमिशन विद एन एग्जीक्यूटिव समरी. आपने क्या एनालाइज किया, क्या पता लगाया और क्या सजेस्ट कर रहे हैं. Of course, the second and the most important portion is you define the problem. You clearly state the problem. Then you do the analysis of what you found out reading from the case. You list down the alternative courses of action and, of course, compare them, evaluate them, and end your case analysis by the decision course of action and implementation. You spell out the decision, that is the course of action that you're suggesting, and how it will be implemented. And the last two portions have to be classified for being very effective, have to be classified into two portions. One, a short-term solution, and two, a long-term systemic correction, which you are suggesting so that the problem doesn't happen again. And if a student has done these 4 or 5 things, then he's said to have uh, he is said to have analyzed the case well. Now, the whole thing is that uh, what we were talking about in the class as theory, you are possibly given an opportunity by a case study to try and use that theory in deciding what you will do in a situation which a manager has faced, because that is precisely what you will be doing in the company, that is making decisions about situations that are facing the company at that time. And this case therefore enables you to do exactly that in a simulated manner. Now there are some things which you need to take care about before or during the time that you answer a case study. There is one management professor who came to my class one day when I was a student, and he asked us a question: who are you? So it was early morning in the day, 9 o'clock. We were fresh from the hostel into the class, and we did not expect the marketing professor to come to the class. He had given a case study to be solved, and we were all thinking and working up our solutions to the case. And suddenly, this question gets thrown at us: who are you? So one student got up and said, "I am Rajat Jain." The professor, visibly we could see he did not like the answer. He said, "Sit down." And then he went to another student and he said, "Who are you?" So the student got up and said, "I am Mamik Das." The professor was again not very happy. He said, "Sit down." And this went on. He reached me also, and I got up and I said, "I am Arvind Shukla." And he said, "Sit down." Now, what he expected was that if you are solving a case, and that he told us later when none of us could answer it properly, if you are solving a case, you are expected to step into the shoes of the protagonist, the manager who faced that situation. Unless you step into his shoes, you will never feel the pressure that that manager felt in his real life situation when he was in it. So to simulate the pressure in your mind, in your heart, that a company is facing, that a manager is facing, there is shortage of funds, there is a demand from the top management, the customers are not falling in line, the market share is not growing, the competitor is attacking you. So there is pressure on the mind of the protagonist, and that pressure you have to imagine now, because that's something which we cannot possibly recreate for you. So a case teacher expects you to feel that pressure, to feel like that manager who is the protagonist in the case, and therefore he expects you to step into his shoes. And this professor who asked us a question, who are you, actually wanted me to get up and say, sir, I am XYZ, who was the protagonist in that case. And he was trying to see whether we are now actually living his life, stepping into his shoes, feeling like he felt in that situation. Uh, there's another mistake which some students sometimes commit, and that is the case talks about, uh, say a company which is currently also existing. So students go to the net and try to find out latest in the company, about the company, and they bring that to the class. But that is actually not permitted. A case is written at a certain time, a situation, say in the year 2012. So you are actually supposed to go back in time to 2012. Otherwise, what happens is that you will take into considerations ecosystems which were not there at that time, and your decision might then go wrong, because that manager at that time did not have, say, the social media that you're talking about as it exists today. So I hope I've made myself clear कि आपको आज के टाइम में उस केस को नहीं सॉल्व करना है, आपको उस टाइम में जाके उस केस को सॉल्व करना है. और इसलिए the fourth thing that I've written over here is, please do not bring anything into a case discussion or into your case analysis from outside or from the net. Depend only on what is given in the case. Facts given in the case, you may, from the facts, you may draw out some conclusions, some interpretations, which are absolutely reasonable, logical, rational, and permissible. But bringing anything from outside, which is not known to all other case solvers, is actually not permitted. And last but not the least, please remember, there is no one best solution to any case. Students generally come to the class and look up to the professor with a lot of expectations that he will come up and say two things. One, your solution was absolutely perfect. And two, this is the right solution. No, that is never going to happen. As I said in the beginning, a case is a real life situation, and there can be many ways in which a situation can be faced. One can never say that one way was absolutely correct and another way was absolutely wrong. Take the example of the scooter and the truck that I took up a few minutes ago. There are so many solutions, and they were equally risky, and they were equally possible also. One cannot say that the best solution in such a situation is that always you should stop your scooter and try to raise your hand and stop the truck. In another situation, the truck driver was drunk, he did not see your hand, and your solution, which worked well in the earlier situation, did not work this time, and you bid farewell to the world. So what I'm saying is that इतने सारी कहानी एक ही शब्द में खत्म होती है, वो ये है कि डोंट एक्सपेक्ट वन बेस्ट सोल्यूशन. आप जो सोल्यूशन सजेस्ट करेंगे वो कभी गलत नहीं हो सकता है, वो इलॉजिकल हो सकता है, उस पर आपको मार्क्स कम मिल सकते हैं. जैसा मैंने कहा कि एक्सपेंडिचर बढ़ाने को और रेवेन्यू कट करने को कहोगे तो मार्क्स काटेगा प्रोफेसर. बट there is nothing like one best solution to a case. Don't expect it, and nothing will be given by the professor also. Yes, in some cases, the case writer gives actually what happened in the company in reality, and that the faculty will share with you, because he knows about it through a teaching note that he gets with the case. Having said that, I can come to the last slide of today. कि अल्टीमेटली आपके लिए फायदा क्या हुआ, what are the advantages for you when a management education happens through a case method. I will tell you, there are some schools in some business schools in the world which adopt teaching management purely through the case study method. In my knowledge, there is this school in Toronto by the name of Ivy Business School, and it's one of the well-known business schools of the world. And that Ivy Business School specializes in teaching all management courses only through case studies. So there is nothing like a theory class over there. The reading material is sent to the students, and then the professor sends a case, and that case is only discussed in the class. So Ivy Business School teaches management purely through case method. Even IIM Ahmedabad, to say the least, follows the case method as the basic pedagogical tool for teaching management courses. So they depend a lot on cases, and Harvard Business School depends a lot on cases. And there are schools which, like BIMTech, which will not purely depend upon cases, but it will have a combination of a theory class and a case class. So the advantages for you as a student is that एक तो कहानी पढ़ने को मिलता है, जो मैंने बिगनिंग में कहा. दूसरा, बहुत ज्यादा सुनते रहने में सुनने में बड़ा मुश्किल होता है. It's very boring, it's very difficult to keep on listening and learning. And therefore one actually sometimes wants to test out the application ability, and the case method gives you some opportunity of testing out your capability of applying what you have learned. Every case study gives you a lot of opportunity of interaction. See, in management education, it has been concluded time and again that most of the learning happens through peer group learning also. So your class has got a varied set of students. Some of them come as freshers, some of them come from North India, some of them come from South India, some of them come from a particular industry, yet others come from another industry. So they bring a host of their own experiences to the class. And if you participate in a discussion in such a class, then you actually gain much more listening to others than listening to the professor himself. And it is therefore that a good case professor would actually let the class discuss. He would not interfere a lot. He would not try to control the thinking of the class. He would like them to speak out, share, learn from each other. And that is a very good opportunity that a case study gives to the students. It also actually enables you to do a presentation and to defend what you are presenting. See, learning by listening to a lecture is very different to actually yourself propounding something, suggesting something, and then getting countered for it, answering those counters, seeing whether you also thought this was possible, and have you thought of a solution for that. So presenting and defending skills go up a lot in the company when you're working, and some of you must be surely agreeing with me over here. In a meeting or in a company setting, you have to constantly do this, suggest a solution and defend a solution, and then implement it and show that you were able to deliver the results. Last but not the least, a case study helps you to break away from the monotony of listening to lectures. People are actually not very fond of listening to long and boring lectures, and therefore a case study gives you a very good opportunity of breaking away from that monotony, doing your own learning, uh, uh, thinking about a situation, analyzing it from various angles, thinking of what could be a way out of this situation, what each way out would entail, what pros and cons, and then actually sitting down and deciding what would you do had you been in that situation. So having said that, Mike, I come to this last slide, and that is, do you have any questions?